It's really surprising. The whole thing is kind of mind-blowing to me. It's kind of mind-blowing to most of the guys on the team right now. Oh, no, I had no clue about the voicemail. I'd never seen that, never heard about that. All I know about Richie is he was a great teammate to me. I saw him being a great teammate all the time. Does he like to give guys a hard time? Yes. Does he like to pester guys and have fun? Yes. But he brought a lot of laughter to this locker room. He brought a lot of cohesiveness to this locker room. And he was the best teammate that I could ask for. No, none at all. I think if you would have asked John Martin a week before, who his best friend on the team was, he would have said Richie Incognito. The first guy to stand up for Jonathan when anything went down on the field, any kind of tussle, Richie was the first guy there. When they wanted to hang out outside of football, who was together? Richie and Jonathan. I can't. I'm not in those guys' shoes. I can't explain what's going on. It's out of my hands at this point. I'm welcoming any of them back that'll come back, that are allowed to come back. It's not my job to make that decision, but at this point, I would accept either one of them back. Of course, as being a leader on this team, you want to step in and help anybody who's dealing with something. If I had any idea that this was an issue, that he was struggling, of course I would have constantly checked on him. How are you doing? How are things going? Just making sure you're okay. You can never judge another man for what they're going through. Everyone deals with something different in life, and just to have no idea that this is even going on, it's tough for me because you can't help a situation that you didn't know existed, that no one on this team knew existed. We have a bunch of good guys in this locker room, and to be put in a situation where everyone's attacking the locker room, saying it's such a bad place, such a bad culture, no leadership to stand up and stop the situation. No one knew there was a situation to be stopped. So it's really tough for us to sit here and hear all that when we have each other's backs. And I wouldn't have a problem stopping a situation if it was occurring. Richie didn't use that type of language that was on the voicemail in the locker room, didn't talk to other guys that way in a derogatory way that was attacking. I talked to him when he left. I called him, his phone was off. I texted him and said, hey man, hope everything's okay, call me if you need anything. This was the night that he left, and he said, I'm okay man, thanks. And then after the game I texted him, said, hey, it wasn't the same without you out there. And he said, hey, I miss being out there with you guys, great win, and some other stuff, but
You haven't spoken since?
I haven't spoken to him since Friday. We haven't met about it, no. To meet about something that you didn't know, it's in the past. So right now we're focused on sticking together as a team, having each other's backs as a team, and getting ready to play a football game. At the end of the day, we're playing a Tampa Bay team on the road on Monday. So we have to deal with this, yes, but we also have to get ready to play a football game. Yeah, it's nonstop. I feel like today's been much better. Guys aren't discussing the whole thing. Like the past few days. Obviously, everyone's hearing about it. Our phones are blowing up from anyone we've ever come in contact with about the situation. So there's been a lot of chatter about it, but today I think guys are happy to stick to each other, have each other's backs, and get ready to play. It's hard. There's so much going. Look at this. It's so big. So much is going on. Unless you just sit at home and try to grasp and read every article and watch every newscast, it's tough to grasp, everything that's blown up. But we have an idea of the situation. We saw the situation at hand, so a lot of it is catching us off guard. We didn't know, all this stuff that's being thrown out. It wasn't going on in front of us, so it's tough. It's tough. Both guys at this point, have their rights and wrongs, and if they were allowed to come back, if they chose to come back, I'm big on forgiving people of what they've done, getting past that, not crucifying people for their past, and moving forward. No, I was never told that, never heard of that. I just heard of that today. That concept was being thrown out there, but I've never heard of that before. No, I thought he was a good player. He worked hard. He came in every day. Quiet guy, never said much. That's another thing. There's no warning signs. I've heard all these warning signs that we were supposed to see. He was the same guy all the time. Pretty quiet, just kind of went about his business, joked around here and there, but overall a quiet guy. So it's tough to see warning signs when a guy doesn't change. I would say, Jonathan's like Richie's little brother. There's a situation I wouldn't see at the table, but the whole situation in the lunchroom that everyone knows about now, where they stand up, just as a joke. They've played it on me before. I've had the same several times played on me. Right when he was about to come up, Richie said, Jonathan's like my little brother. And I think that's a accurate depiction. He gave him a hard time, he messed with him, but he was the first one there to have his back in any situation. And, it's a big surprise what's going on. I was shocked. Honestly, I thought he was just making a point, but then like 1 minute later they said he had left the building, and that's when I knew, it wasn't just him just trying to go bigger than they went, I don't judge a guy for any situation that he's in, but it was definitely a shock.